Anthony Joshua's American debut might just be the biggest flop in the history of boxing. He got knocked out. Rumor is it that only between 5 and 10,000 people watched the fight. There were a ton of tickets left over. And now people are saying that he needs to break up his team. That, my friend, is a monstrous turn of events. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video. All right, man. Let's go through it. As the reports continue to come out, Joey Dawejko is the person that is rumored to have knocked out Anthony Joshua a couple weeks before he fought Andy Ruiz. Okay, that's some information that we all know, and it's pretty much confirmed. Okay, this is not a question about whether it happened at this point. As many times as these behind the scenes rumors and all that stuff come out, we know pretty much when something is accurate and when it's not. We remember when Errol Spence Jr. When Floyd Mayweather Jr. came out to a fight with a black eye, and we find out that it was Errol Spence Jr. that gave it to him. Errol Spence Jr. has been constant in saying he will neither confirm nor deny that he dog walked Floyd Mayweather Jr. or they had a great battle, whatever it is, that he put that work on Floyd Mayweather Jr. But we all know through the leaks that eventually came out that it was the truth. Okay, the truth was the truth. So now we have Anthony Joshua, who gets laid out by Andy Ruiz. And by the way, while I go through this, shout out to Andy Ruiz. Congratulations to Andy Ruiz. You're a heck of a fighter, all that good stuff. You're the champ of the world. You deserve every bit of the respect that you've earned. Okay, so this isn't about Andy Ruiz. Respect to Andy Ruiz. Respect to Viva la Mexico, all that good old stuff, man. Y'all need to be happy. Okay. However, these other dudes, they got to come on, man. They got to come on, and hopefully this can be a learning lesson, because this fight flopped in every way conceivable. Okay. It flopped in every way conceivable. Now, according to World Boxing News, let's go take this in order. The viewership. According to Ness from the Boxing Voice, who's a very reliable source, he's at all the fights. He's connected to all the promoters. He's interviewed these cats from Dazn who are out in New York. I believe he's in the New York area. I might be wrong. But Ness from the Boxing Voice, clearly well-established, respectable cat that has good connections in the boxing world, says that the rumors are that the fight did on Dazn between 5 and 10,000 concurrent streams. Concurrent streams are the words I'm using, because those are the words that were used to describe Canelo's 600,000 concurrent streams. AJ didn't do that. If you only got between 5 and 10,000 people watching it, you probably didn't get that many more subscribers, which means all that money that they paid for him is not much of a return on that investment. And also, because he got knocked out, maybe there's some money in the rematch, but the belts are with the PBC. Belts are with the PBC, so DAZN might not even get that next fight. Even if the rematch is forced, that doesn't mean that they got to allow the fight to be aired on DAZN. And there ain't going to be no purse bid for it. They could force it to go to the network or the promoter they can pay the most money, because it's not a mandatory fight. And plus, you got the IBF. There's whispers that the IBF are pushing to have the fight go with some mandatory or somebody that they got going on over there. Okay, but anyway, the most important part is that the fight, as far as the DAZN standpoint, as far as financially, as far as that viewership that they were looking for, it didn't get it. Also, ton of seats available for sale an hour before the fight. An hour after the fight was available. Okay, and I've got documented proof of that, because I waited until the fight was an hour through before I went and tried to pull up and see how many tickets I could buy. On StubHub, they were selling them an hour after the fight was on. Okay, so that financial aspect of it, that is just a boof. Wow. Okay. Now, the saddest part of this is what Frank Warren is talking about. Frank Warren said that the warning signs for this were on their way because he has an amateur, and I'm paraphrasing what he's saying. I'm going to put it together, his main points. Okay. As far as this, before I do that though, as far as the Joey DeWaco, according to the World Boxing News article, his trainer decided to put him in the ring with Joey DeWaco with no headgear. And as a result of him taking a shot from a known power puncher straight to the dome with no headgear, he got scars on his face, his eye got busted up, he got dropped heavy, and he's supposed to have had a secondary concussion, whatever that means. A secondary concussion. Now this is a few weeks out from the fight. And they decide to go on with the fight when he got injured. Now, Tony Harrison, the rumor is, I have not seen it confirmed, is pulling out of the Jermell Charlo fight because he tore some ligaments in his ankle or whatever. He has to pull out of the fight because he can't defend himself fully against Jermell Charlo, according to their reports. That's a trainer and a manager looking out for the best interests of the fighter, of the champion. For some reason, Eddie Hearn and his team talked Anthony Joshua into continuing to fight when he got a concussion. I wonder how that conversation went. Oh, that guy's not very good. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. Don't worry about it. It's just Andy Ruiz. Why are you out there fighting with no headgear? To the people that watched my last video where you said, hey, Fanon, that's boxing. You're supposed to spar before fights. Yeah, I get that you're supposed to spar before fights. But are you supposed to spar? If Deontay Wilder has a heavyweight championship fight coming up in a couple weeks, is he supposed to get into the ring with Ife Agagbe with no headgear on? As if Ife Agagbe don't hit hard enough to knock you out? Okay? You would have seen Joey DeWaco. You would have known Joey DeWaco's got some. He got pop. He's short. He's thick, but he's got pop. Put your headgear on. But anyway, that's not the only thing that was pointed out about the training of Anthony Joshua. If you look at the article that came out from Frank Warren, apparently AJ trains like an amateur. He's still got his amateur trainer, who, by the way, while he's training Anthony Joshua, according to Frank Warren, is also double dipping and getting paid by the UK national team or whatever it is, right? And then he's actually, most of his sparring, according to Frank Warren, is sparring with amateur fighters. And most of his training, while he's getting trained by an amateur trainer, his amateur trainer sparring against amateur fighters is in an amateur training facility, publicly funded amateur training facility. That don't sound like Crunk Gym to me. That don't sound like the training regimen that Vladimir Klitschko, after he got knocked out, went to with Emmanuel Stewart, or Lennox Lewis had in Emmanuel Stewart, a professional trainer, a former trainer of another world champion, Tommy Hearns, in a gym packed with serious professional fighters. My understanding is Mike McCallum was training in that gym. James Toney's training in that gym. Lennox Lewis trained in that gym. You got AJ out there fighting. You got your boy, your Super 3 dude, whatever dude, 3 belt holder dude training with the UK amateur team, with his amateur trainer. That's what Frank Warren says. You can verify that with Frank Warren's. Somebody can tell me whether that's true or that's not true. But if it is true, then he's training like an amateur. He's training like an amateur, according to Frank Warren. Don't shoot the messenger. Shoot the guy that I'm quoting. You come over here to America. You pub this guy up. You rush him to his belts. And let's be real, rushed him to those belts. He was in the WBC rankings, fighting his way up. Tyson Fury went on whatever type of garbage that Tyson Fury went on. And Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn went about setting him up to get all those belts. And I still, to this day, don't believe that they wanted to fight Deontay Wilder. But funny things happen in between your plans and the Hall of Fame. Anthony Joshua, at the end of the day, is not a great fighter. He doesn't have a great team, and he's not a great fighter. It could be that he's not a great fighter at this point because he doesn't have a great team. But that's just not where he is. And the truth is came out. Because even with the mess up with getting a concussion or whatever he had against Joey DeWaco, right? If he was a great fighter, he might have been able to overcome that. He might have been able to change game plans and just stay away and stay on the outside and jab him, jab him, move away, do something else. He could go from plan A to plan B to plan C. Oh man, both of my hands are broken. What I'm gonna do? Well, I'm just not gonna throw a punch. I'm gonna jab. I'm just gonna beat him over 12 rounds and not let him touch me, right? Because you got plan A, you got plan B, you got plan C. You're world class at plan A. You're Hall of Famer at plan A. You are a superstar at plan B. You are a top level professional at plan C. And that can allow you to overcome all of this type of stuff. All of this type of stuff. And we'll see what Anthony Joshua is made of. But look, man, this is no doubt about it one of the biggest flops that I have ever witnessed in the sport of boxing. It is a big flop financially. It was a big flop professionally. It was a big flop in the booking, in the banks as far as your finance goes. It was a huge flop inside the ring. And then as far as your how you're going to be known to the biggest financial market in the boxing, as far as your financial viability going forward for all your sponsorships, for all your Under Armour, and they don't want to be associated with a guy that got dropped by somebody that is being compared to a Pizza John delivery man. Okay? Porsche doesn't want to attach that to their brand. Uber, maybe he can, no, not even Uber. What I'm saying? It's just not there. It's such a big drop for this young man. But hopefully, he took care of his money. Hopefully, he can come back. And I do say that, hopefully he can come back. Because he was advised by his team. The buck stops with him. He's responsible for what happened. But people that want to sign with and take this path of being created and ordained a superstar need to be very wary. That wasn't how Floyd Mayweather Jr. did it. Floyd Mayweather Jr. started from the ground up. He had multiple chances. He had to fight the tough way. He had to go the hard route. And then he got his shot. And because of all the things he went through with Gennaro Hernandez and Jose Luis Castillo and Diego Corrales and all of those other guys being ducked by Oscar De La Hoya, being ducked by Shane Mosley, and being focused and having world-class professional trainers, having world-class level sparring partners like Roger Mayweather. I hope you're doing well, sir. Like Roger Mayweather. That's what got him there. Not training with his amateur trainer in an amateur gym, sparring the UK Olympic team. He's sparring, even late in his career, who's he sparring? He's sparring Paulie Spadafora. He's sparring Errol Spence Jr. He's sparring guys that are professional fighters. I'm sure here and there he's got an amateur in there. But look, man, it is what it is. AJ got to look at his team. Lennox Lewis said he needed to think about a new trainer, but if the trainer means the facility, the sparring partners, the preparation for fights, hey man, do it. But it is what it is, and with that, I'm out. Peace.